Today, we're diving into a fascinating and somewhat surprising topic: the comparison of military budgets. But we're not just comparing country to country. Instead, we're stacking up the United States military spending against the combined total of the other 9 countries in the top 10 biggest spenders. What does it take to defend a nation as vast and diverse as the United States? Join us as we unravel the mysteries behind America's formidable defense capabilities. Ever wondered why the United States spends more on its military than the next 9 countries combined? Today, we're peeling back the layers of defense expenditure to reveal the intricate web of strategy, technology, and geography that makes the US virtually unconquerable. From cutting-edge technology to centuries-old geography, we'll uncover the secrets that keep the US safe from would-be invaders. The US military budget is a cornerstone of its defense strategy, dwarfing the combined expenditures of the next 9 largest military spenders: South Korea, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Germany, France, Russia, the UK, India, and China. This vast financial commitment ensures that the US maintains a state-of-the-art military force equipped with the latest technology, highly trained personnel, and extensive logistical support. Such overwhelming military capability acts as a formidable deterrent to potential aggressors, who would face an insurmountable challenge in matching the US in conventional warfare. The geographical positioning of the United States plays a critical role in its defense. With extensive coastlines on both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, the US is naturally insulated from direct invasions. This maritime buffer has historically provided a protective barrier, as seen during World War II, when the US mainland remained largely unscathed, allowing uninterrupted production of military supplies and resources. The oceans serve as vast moats that complicate any logistical planning for an amphibious assault, requiring enormous resources and coordination to overcome. In addition to the oceans, the US is flanked by friendly neighbors to the north and south, Canada and Mexico, further reducing the likelihood of land-based invasions. The extensive mountain ranges, such as the Rockies and the Appalachians, the Great Lakes, and major rivers like the Mississippi and Missouri also create natural barriers that complicate any potential invasion plans. These features not only hinder the movement of invading forces, but also provide strategic advantages for defense. The United States boasts one of the most developed infrastructures in the world. Its extensive network of highways, railways, and airports facilitates rapid mobilization and deployment of military forces. The domestic industrial base, with its capacity for high-speed production and distribution of military and civilian supplies, ensures that the country can sustain prolonged defense efforts. However, this reliance on infrastructure also presents vulnerabilities, particularly to cyber threats. The 2021 cyber attack on the Colonial Pipeline highlighted how critical infrastructure could be targeted to disrupt supply chains and create economic instability. Despite these vulnerabilities, the overall resilience and redundancy built into the US infrastructure provide a strong foundation for national defense. The US military's strategic deployment across the country adds another layer of defense. Key military installations in states like California, Texas, and Virginia enable rapid response to potential threats. These bases host various branches of the military, including the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps, ensuring that any region can be defended effectively. The positioning of these forces takes into account potential entry points and vulnerabilities, allowing for a flexible and adaptive defense strategy. Additionally, the US has the ability to rapidly expand its military personnel through the Selective Service System. This system, although not currently active, can be reinstated to draft civilians into military service in the event of a national emergency, significantly bolstering the country's defense capabilities. The United States' participation in international alliances, most notably NATO, enhances its defense posture. Article 5 of the NATO Treaty stipulates that an attack on one member is considered an attack on all, obliging member nations to come to each other's defense. This collective security arrangement means that any adversary contemplating an invasion of the US must also consider the military response of NATO allies, multiplying the forces they would face. Beyond NATO, the US maintains numerous bilateral defense agreements and partnerships around the world. These alliances enable forward deployment of US forces, provide intelligence-sharing capabilities, and ensure logistical support in various regions. This global network of allies and partners significantly enhances the US's strategic reach and deterrence. Economic stability and resource availability are critical to sustained defense. The United States is largely self-sufficient in terms of food and energy. It possesses vast reserves of crude oil, natural gas, and coal, making it less dependent on foreign energy sources. This self-sufficiency ensures that the country can sustain its military and civilian needs even during prolonged conflicts. However, there are some vulnerabilities, particularly in the supply of critical minerals. The US relies on imports for certain rare earth elements and minerals like antimony, which are essential for high-tech manufacturing and military applications. Recognizing this, the US government has been taking steps to secure and diversify its supply chains, reduce dependence on foreign sources, and enhance domestic production capabilities. While the US is well prepared to defend against conventional threats, modern warfare presents new challenges. Major adversaries such as China and Russia possess significant military capabilities, including advanced cyber warfare and anti-satellite technologies. These capabilities can disrupt US communications, command and control systems, and critical infrastructure, creating vulnerabilities that could be exploited in a conflict. Despite these threats, the logistical and strategic challenges of mounting a physical invasion of the US are immense. An amphibious assault would require overwhelming force and coordination far beyond the capabilities of any single nation. The vast distances involved, the need for sustained supply lines, and the formidable US defense apparatus make such an operation highly impractical. A key factor in the US's defense strategy is its nuclear arsenal. The principle of nuclear deterrence, encapsulated in the concept of mutual assured destruction, MAD, ensures that any nation contemplating an attack on the US must consider the catastrophic consequences of a nuclear response. The US maintains a triad of nuclear capabilities, land-based missiles, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and strategic bombers, ensuring a credible and survivable deterrent. This nuclear deterrent is not only a defensive measure, but also a significant factor in global strategic stability. It prevents large-scale conventional wars between nuclear-armed states, as the potential for escalation to nuclear conflict acts as a powerful deterrent. In the modern era, direct military confrontation is often supplemented or even replaced by information warfare. Adversaries like Russia have demonstrated the effectiveness of such strategies, notably in the interference in the 2016 US presidential election. These operations aim to undermine public trust in democratic institutions, create social divisions, and weaken the political stability of the target nation. So who could actually invade the US? The latest US defense strategy names China as the most consequential strategic competitor and notes that Russia poses acute threats. China is building up its military capabilities but it isn't ready to invade Taiwan, let alone the US. Disabling American satellites could weaken the US military, but China and Russia interfering with satellites using lasers and jammers is a more immediate threat. Information warfare, including cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and psychological operations, can achieve strategic goals without the need for physical invasion. These tactics can erode national unity and resilience, making it harder for the US to respond cohesively to external threats. While the physical defenses of the US are robust, the psychological and political dimensions of modern conflict present new challenges that require comprehensive strategies beyond traditional military measures. And before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video informative and insightful. If you want to stay updated on more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. As we conclude our exploration into the world of military spending and defense strategy, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The United States stands as a beacon of strength and security in an uncertain world. From its unmatched military budget to its strategic geographic positioning and steadfast alliances, the US possesses the resources, resilience, and resolve to deter aggression and defend its citizens. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey, and until next time, stay safe and stay informed.